Come, guys. All right. How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah. Greg.
Here you go.
Good to see everybody. How you doing? All right.
Happy group. Gets happier after wins, as it turns out. Yeah.
We're all happier after wins. 3 in a row. Yeah. Yeah, let's make it 4.
Okay.
See how it goes.
So the last time BYU did win 3 games in a row in the same season, it was late in the 2016 season. I know you're in 1 game at a time mode, but you've won 3 1 games at a time. So you should be proud about that, at least, right?
Yeah, that was, and I've been really pleased with the way our coaches, assistant coaches, and the players have been working together, and it's been going really well. I mean, we've had to switch some things around with players and injuries and things like that, but I thought for the most part our guys have done an amazing job, and the leadership on the team has been really good. So can't complain about it. Just keep it rolling, keep the momentum going. We
still have some games to go, but to this point, has the season felt stretched out, or has it sped by for you?
The season goes by so quickly for me, you know, and it seems like, and even the shows, we're doing the shows every week, and it seems like they just keep coming. I can't believe we're getting towards the end of it, but yeah. And then as we go through this week is the last game for the seniors in Wrubell Stadium, and you know, everyone's just you weren't thinking about it a few weeks ago, and now it's here, you know. So
yeah,
just really excited to get this going and try to send the seniors out the right way.
Well, to get our show underway, let's take a look back at the weekend win over Liberty at Wrubell Edwards Stadium. BYU and Liberty, first ever meeting between these two FBS independents, fellow independents. Liberty got the ball first and scored first, and that's tight end Zach Fouts with the first of 2 touchdowns for him. BYU, first time they got the ball, scored again. So that's 3 straight games, Kalani. You've scored an opening drive touchdown, and Micah Simon helps to set it up. Yeah,
I mean, that did good timing and great ball by Baylor, and then this nice screenplay to Micah to punch it in, you know. So I was really pleased with the way the offense took the field.
BYU took a 10-7 lead on a Jake Oldroyd field goal. A little double throw action. Simon caught a pass. Now Simon throws a pass. Matt Bushman takes care of the rest.
Yeah, and Matt makes it like a fingertip grab, so I wish he'd just catch it easier next time. But those guys, they've been practicing that, and it worked out really well.
Good third quarter drive going until there's a fumble at the end of the drive. Liberty would score a field goal to make it 17-10. And then a nice play here on a 4th and 2, Kalani.
Yeah, just the players really wanted it and felt like we had a good play. We took a timeout just to make sure that we were making the right decision, and felt really good about that play. Micah with a great block on the level touchdown.
Then Antonio Gandy Golden got going for a touchdown, makes it 24-17. The reverse double flea flicker gets tried, and turnover number 2 for BYU on this night. Yeah,
probably not a wise decision from Baylor to throw it into coverage. They obviously were waiting on that, and just throw the ball away and we'll just keep playing.
Baylor Romney would find Moroni Laulu-Pututau to restore BYU's 2-score lead. Moroni with the catch, and BYU's up 31-17. BYU scored now in every quarter, Kalani, in 2 straight games.
Yeah, and then just keep scoring a lot of points, and this was an unfortunate, you know, drive here. I think we had a lot of mistakes there, and you know, the fake field goal we thought was there. I think it was kind of a low snap, so the timing was a little off, but like being aggressive, and I actually liked the call when we thought about doing it.
Final play of the game, Isaiah Kafusi making sure Antonio Gandy Golden would haul in that 4th down pass, and that's how the game ended, as BYU wins it by a score of 31-24. Both teams put up some numbers, and you knew going in, Kalani, that Liberty had a good group. I mean, just Calvert and Gandy Golden, those 2 guys alone are enough to put up some numbers.
Yeah, and they've played a lot of football, you know, so you're looking at Gandy Golden. He was number 2 in the country in receiving yards, and you know, Buckshot Calvert, that guy's played a lot of games, and he's been efficient. He's only thrown three interceptions all season long, so they were really careful with the ball. I thought they had good ball security. They beat us in the turnover margin, and you know, I don't think we played that great, but I mean, we played well enough to win the game, and our guys made plays, and we made some mistakes, but I thought the guys played really hard, and we were able to still come out with a win, and that's a good positive thing for us.
So Baylor Romney went all the way for you. He's now played in 4 games, 2 as a starter and 2 as a reliever. And from that first appearance at South Florida to the present day, you just kind of seen him really evolve and develop and basically play winning football for you.
Yeah, he's always seemed like he's been comfortable on the field and in the pocket, and obviously running option runs, and and making the throws that he's done. So it's not like the moment has been too big for him. He's really poised, and he's getting better every time he gets on the field, and that's like I said, he's been always a hard worker. So I've been really pleased with the way he works and the way that whole group works together, and we feel like any quarterback could take the field and get us some wins.
Baylor was very good on Saturday. He wasn't the only guy, though, with a touchdown pass. We saw the former high school quarterback, Micah Simon, for a second straight game getting to throw a pass and complete a pass, and this was that 44-yard score. We're going to take a look at it one more time here. And again, Micah takes a pretty good hit on this, too, as he makes the pass. Maybe a little shy to Matt, but he makes the fingertip grab and takes it in. And that's 2 straight games that Micah has tossed it. Last time he threw was against Utah State, and he threw to Baylor, I think. And now he goes to Bushman for the touchdown. Here's what Micah had to say when he kind of broke down the play in a little more detail this week.
Screen, double throw, Simon downfield, Bushman makes the catch, 10, 15, 10, he's got it!
Our cool, so yeah, we just had another one of our special plays that we've been working on this season. This is actually the same play we ran last season against Wisconsin when Aleva threw the ball to Moroni for the touchdown. We felt that it was time to bring it back out. Yeah, we just had a lot of pre-snap motions going on, trying to confuse Liberty's defense. And then we had another, jet sweep to fake to Aleva. And then Matt Bushman gave a great fake to sell the block. Yeah, he was able to get behind the defense, and I was able to put the ball at least close enough to him for him to make the catch. Next time I'll throw a better pass. But yeah, I got hit pretty good on the pass. I thought it was roughing the passer, but it's all good. We scored the touchdown, and that's all that matters.
Always great to hear from Micah.
Yeah, that would have been 2 roughing the passer on both his throws. So if he gets hit every time he throws, then we better not let him throw the ball too often. Because I mean that was a hard shot, but those guys will do whatever it takes to sacrifice for the team, and that was a great play. They worked on it and executed really well.
Coach Grimes was saying that Micah's pretty proud of his career passer rating at this point.
Yeah, he might retire just so he can say he's the best passer in BYU history. Who can say that, with his rating?
You talked about it a bit earlier. BYU wins a game against Liberty while minus in the margin. No takeaways against Liberty. That snaps a 4-game positive turnover margin win streak for you. You'd had a takeaway in every game since the Utah game. None in this game, but you're still a top 15 team in takeaways on the year. Yeah,
and then we had some opportunities where we thought we could have got some turnovers, and I thought the quarterback did a great job of being really safe with the throws, and it's pretty obvious that they knew they wanted to take care of the football. They were even with ball security, they were really 2 hands on the ball the entire time, and that we just didn't do enough disruptive plays and enough things up front to find a way to get some turnovers. But more than anything, I was just really pleased with how the whole team played, and that we were able to still win. I mean, I don't want to diminish anything that Liberty did, because I thought they played an excellent game. They had a great game plan, and they executed their game plan and tried to, what they're doing with the tempo and things like that, and then minimizing our opportunities on the field. But I thought it was a really cool game, and the guys competed hard, and then we were able to get the win. That's all that matters.
What do you want to say about the general sportsmanlike tone of the game, and/or the 2 programs kind of having some maybe commonalities that showed up either before or after?
Yeah, I think it's been kind of put out the statement out there is that Liberty wanted to be what BYU has done for their religion, So they wanted this was a big time game for them. It's a vision of their founder of wanting to have this competition against BYU and teams like BYU and Notre Dame. He mentioned specifically, and so I think that we already knew that they have an honor code, that they're a religious-based program as well, and when we played the game, we kind of knew that there was going to be sportsmanship, because we watched them play throughout the whole year, and then them have the example of sportsmanship and class on the field, and they saw the same thing from us. And Hugh Freeze said to me before the game that this is going to be a good battle, and physical and violent at times, but there'll be a lot of mutual respect and sportsmanship and class, and that was the way it was. Even after the game, we met each other at midfield, and he said the same thing. What a great honor it was for us to be in this moment in history. So then we had a word of prayer in the middle of the field with both teams, and I thought it was a really cool experience, and that's something that we're familiar with them, they're familiar with us, and probably looking forward to more football games against them. I know we play them in a couple of years, but
2022, I think, is the set,
and
yeah.
you know, I think they belong in the FBS category, and I think they'll do some good things there.
Okay. Time on the show now to take you inside the plays from the most recent game with an assistant coach, highlighting some of the more interesting stuff that went on, assisted by our own Jerem Jordan of Sports Nation fame. This week, cornerbacks coach Gennaro Guilford takes us inside the film room.
All right, certainly a challenge to defend Antonio Gandy Golden. So let's talk about how you did on Saturday.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So here we have our left corner playing a little bit of man technique here. This is actually Diane. He started giving us a little bit of trouble, and we have so much youth at the position, we had to move Diane back to corner mid-game. You can see him start from outside the numbers, and by the time he really makes his cut, he's already at the numbers. So that's pretty much a 2 or 3 yard inside stem, but Diane does a great job of staying square and not crossing over here. So as you can see, Diane's still square, and he's already made about a 4 yard inside leverage, and Diane's still square, so that puts him in perfect position to break with him. So right now, Diane sees that he's going inside, he breaks inside with him, uses his offhand to make a play on the ball, his right hand secured the tackle. In the event that he does miss the ball and he catches it, he can still make the tackle.
Okay, Gandy Golden had a nice game, but there were a variety of looks, sometimes one-on-one, where guys had to make a play.
Yeah, here's D'Angelo on him here, man-to-man. The thing I like about this as well is the shuffle here is not just, his first step is not just crossing over, expecting the vertical route. So he kind of shuffles, opens up, reads the hips. So when his butt sits like he's gonna sit in a chair rather, we know that he can't run full speed right now.
That's the sign that he's gonna make a
Absolutely.
cut.
So that's why it's so important for us to have great eyes. There's a little grabbing going on, but you know, if he's gonna push us by, we can grab a little bit. As long as we let go and play the ball.
Okay, and last but not least with Isaiah Heron.
Isaiah, same type of deal. Like I said, the first shuffle, we always want to do that first shuffle, maybe even two, just to prevent him from giving us an outside release and cutting back inside of us. But the moment we cross over and bring that left foot and cross over our body, now he has a two-way go. He can cut back inside of us. You can see Isaiah getting ready to break down, but he goes vertical, and this is a key here. Anytime we get a double move, we want to collision the wideout. We have the right to run into him and stop his momentum. We have that right. So Isaiah does a great job here of stopping his momentum, and now he does an even better job of looking up and just playing the ball. I trusted our guys, especially Isaiah and D'Angelo. I felt that they had a good matchup as far as speed-wise and size-wise. They did a good job of moving them around and getting them a certain matchup.
Okay, well, congratulations on the win, and good luck against Idaho State. Senior Day, always an emotional day, knowing some of your guys are seniors. All
the seniors, we're all so close, and I've had Diane since he was a freshman, even though he's playing safety, but who knows when he's coming back to me.
Mid-game, you may get him. Who knows, right?
Never know.
That's how it works.
Surprise.
Okay, thanks for breaking it down, Gennaro.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Coach Guilford and Jerem. For your day-to-day Cougar Sports play-by-play, watch BYU Sports Nation with Spencer Linton and, hey, it's Jerem Jordan again. Weekdays at noon Eastern on BYU TV and BYU Radio. Riley Nelson joins the program tomorrow. I know him. When we come back, it's a look ahead to Saturday's Senior Day matinee, BYU and Idaho State, and a Deep Blue feature with Austin Lee. This is BYU Football with Kalani Sitake.
Are you looking for a better way to deliver results this year? Expanding your product line or building new locations? How about your online presence? Does it need a boost? Maybe you just want to put a little more distance between you and the competition. Tap into the powerful engine of BYU Athletics and let us put together a plan unique to your business. We can provide you with the tools designed to enhance your brand on a local, regional, or national level. We invite your team to join ours. For details, email sponsorship@byu.edu today.
They prefer to be bringing the heat. getting set for success, demonstrating their drive. But when their blood and sweat turns to tears or anything else, we lay the groundwork for BYU's athletes to hit the ground running again, and you as well. Intermountain Healthcare, official medical provider for BYU athletics.
If I got hurt and was laid up at home, I wouldn't even think to call a lawyer. What a hassle. I'd want to meet them first.
What if I told you that for your first consultation, your lawyer will come to you, home or hospital?
Really?
Really.
They do that?
If you've been seriously injured, we'll come to you. It's your job to get better. It's our job to deal with the insurance companies and protect your legal rights.
Learn more at siegfriedandjensen.com.
Get outside with the ones you love and enjoy the open road. And the closed one. We believe in family, fun, and experiences that last, and we want to be there as you make new memories over and over again. That's why we're proud to carry the popular Nissan Rogue. Tim Daly Nissan Southtown. Family owned since 1968.
BYU football with Kalani Sitake is brought to you by Intermountain Healthcare. Healing for life.
We are back for more BYU football with Kalani Sitake. Saturday's game day schedule looks like this. Cougar pregame live starts on BYU Radio at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. BYU TV's countdown to kickoff is at 2 Eastern, followed by the game itself on both BYU TV and BYU Radio, and then postgame coverage on both as well. Well, Saturday, BYU is running a promotion for fans to honor tradition of the old Knot Hole Gang. Popular for several decades before Cougar Stadium was expanded in 1982, the Knot Hole program offered kids under 14 a reduced price ticket and seating in the temporary bleachers in the north end zone. That ticket cost $1 per game back in the day. Now, Saturday, fans of all ages, anyone, can purchase a special Knot Hole ticket for $10 by going to BYUtickets.com or check out the BYU football social media accounts. You can find a link to the special seat offer there, and then you can see an example of what the old Knot Hole ticket passes look like. So, yeah, chance to get in for a little cheaper cost and enjoy the game on Saturday.
That's cool. I could have used that when I was a kid.
You just had to ride up on your bike and hope to just...
Yep, and just beg the security people to let me in.
Well, the Bengals of Idaho State, your next opponent, they're 3-7 on the year. They're out of the FCS, of course. They've currently on a 4-game losing skid. They give up a fair amount of points. You see their record there in the league. Kalani, thoughts on what you've seen so far early in this week of the Bengals?
Running back's really good back. I mean, he's close to 100 yards a game, you know, and I think Flanagan's his name, and you know, they average around 400 yards a game as an offense, and 240 in the air and 160 on the ground. So I know that they cause havoc on defense. They do a lot of different looks, and they bring a lot of different pressures. So we have to be ready for them, and we have to, you know, for us to just focus on us playing our game and doing what we do best, and that's on all three phases, you know. So I know a lot of the coaches on their staff, they'll have their guys ready. This is a big moment for them, and but no bigger than what it is for us and our seniors.
There it is, the Bengals from up the road in Pocatello making the trip to Provo, and BYU's never lost to Idaho State historically. BYU's never lost to an FCS team ever. BYU's 13-0 against FCS programs all time. So you've played one FCS game a year, every year that you've been the head coach. How do you view these particular games, the FCS, as relative to the overall season schedule, where it fits in, all that?
Well, you know, I coached in the FCS. I coached at Southern Utah, and we played these games, and that was something that was always big for us, and wanted to see our players, how they matched up against the big boys, you know, and to play at their home stadium in front of a bigger crowd. And I know they'll be ready. They'll be amped up for this game. And I know they've seen it on the schedule being this late. And there's a lot of ties. There's a lot of connections from Idaho State. Pocatello's not too far, and so there's a lot of in-state guys that are going to be coming back home and get to play in front of their families in Wrubell Stadium. And so they'll be ready for this game. We're looking forward to the matchup. And like I said, this is our senior game, the last game for our seniors, and last opportunity for us to play at home in front of our fans. And so it's important that we do our best and that we perform at our best.
BYU seniors being honored this weekend because it is senior day. 19 players are going to be honored overall. some fans are really familiar with, some they may not know a whole lot about, but every senior is special to you for what the role they've played on your team and in this program.
Yeah, every one of them put a lot of work and a lot of time and their sweat, blood, and tears into this program, and just looking forward to seeing them on that day. And there's some that aren't going to be able to play, like Tyson, and others that are injured. And hopefully the guys on the field can do them right and make them proud and find a way to get a win.
Now, there are a few seniors, Kalani, who are not playing their final game at LaVell Edwards Stadium on Saturday. Injured players who have some more time to play, right? We're talking about guys like Zane Anderson and Troy Warner and Chris Wilcox. And those two guys on the right, we're going to see probably as soon as Saturday, because they'll actually finish out this year and then come back, right?
Yep, and we've been working with them for the last few weeks, trying to get them ready for the 4 games that they can play this season. And I can confirm that Troy and Chris will play in this game this Saturday. So, at what position? I don't know. I mean, Troy has been in the position where he can play both safety and corner, and Chris is predominantly a cornerback, and so. Those guys will play, and how many reps we'll see. But I think that gives us a lot of flexibility, what we can do. You saw Coach Guilford talk about Dian and the things that he can do. So there's a good chance you might see some mixture of backfield. But the fact that they bring tons of experience and a lot of game time experience to the field will be really important for us to see them out there and kind of work the freshmen with their leadership out on the field.
Okay, you mentioned Tyson. He is a senior. Any sense of what his future might look like relative to more football, hopefully with BYU? Is it possible?
Yeah, we're still trying our best, and then we want him here, and he wants to stay here and
great.
play. So it's really up to the, NCAA and other people that will allow it to happen. I think he has the thought that he wants to finish his master's here at BYU, and that's really important to him. So he's doing great in school, and even with the surgery and the missing time that he had to go. He had a surgery done in Dallas, but I think he's in really good spirits right now and really positive. He's adding a lot of leadership and camaraderie to the team, and so that there's a huge purpose that we have for him. And number one, if we just need him to finish his degree and finish his master's, that would be most important. But it doesn't hurt that he's a really good football player too. So.
I'll say he's still your rushing leader, by the way, for yardage on the year. Now that's probably going to go by the wayside this week. This is the week he gets passed up, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he would love to see the other guys pass him up and get more yards, and he's all about the team. I've been really impressed with his attitude, and that's for all the guys that aren't playing. Zane Anderson, the guys that have been hurt, even Troy and Chris before they could even take the field, they've been great support to those young guys. You see all these freshmen stepping up and playing better, and the underclassmen, and it has a lot to do with the leadership and the upperclassmen taking them under their wing and mentoring them along the way.
It is your final home game, but if you win it, you're guaranteed to play 3 more games, 2 in the regular season, and you will play in the postseason with win number 6. This is the schedule that you were given this year. You are now 9 of 12 games through. We see what happens after Saturday on the road, back to Boston, Amherst to be precise, and then at San Diego State to finish the year. And then with a win, one more win, there's a bowl destination for you. So to be bowl eligible for a 3rd time in 4 years, what's the significance to you of that?
Yeah, I think the main thing is just to get the win, and then that also has a lot attached to it. So our guys, they have goals, and that's one of them is to get to a bowl game. And so there's a lot riding on this, but I think the number one factor is for the seniors and to perform at our best for them and the fans. And that's our guys love playing at home in front of the home crowd, and I think they want to entertain them and give them something to be happy about. And so looking forward to doing that and then sending the seniors out the right way, and then everything else is just icing on the cake.
Icing on the cake with extra practices that coaches like and appreciate and all that stuff.
We need those. I mean, we need the 15 practices. It helped us last year going to going to Idaho and playing that bowl game, and then I think this year it would be important to get that extra. It's spring ball. Spring ball, you get 15 practices, and so development. We're really big on developing our players, and we have a lot of return missionaries and others that we can really develop and use those 15 practices to help them come along.
Okay, hope it all comes together Saturday afternoon. Mondays at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific, we talk with the BYU football coordinators on the Coordinator's Corner with Jeff Grimes, Elisa Tuiaki, and Ed Lamb. It's also on demand on the BYU TV app. As we head to break, we want you to know that you can enjoy a full hot breakfast buffet, dinner Monday through Wednesday, a kitchen in a large grassy backyard along the Provo River Trail, all at the Residence Inn Marriott in Provo. Coming up after our break, the players describe what running out of the tunnel at home feels like. And the coach takes your questions in studio and from social media. This is BYU Football with Kalani Sitake.
Dexter & Dexter is a full-service law firm offering a wide range of legal services. Since 1995, we have helped more than 20,000 Utahns both to navigate life's challenges and to make the most of life's opportunities. From personal injury to business law, and from adoption to bankruptcy, we are passionate about shouldering your burdens. To learn more about scheduling a no-obligation consultation, visit dexterlaw.com.
This is where we dominate. Our playground, place of business. This is our promised land, where we seek to find ourselves. And we're here to make sure the spaces our best prove themselves on appear how they should. Intermountain Healthcare, official medical provider for BYU Athletics.
My name is Spencer Finnegan. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. During my sophomore year, I got married to my sweetheart, Mary, and there's tons of unexpected expenses when it comes to marriage. We were looking for scholarships. I found the replenishment grant, and my local alumni chapter gave me a grant to help me focus in on school. I'm so excited to, now that I've graduated, give back to those students that are coming to BYU in the future.
There's not so much a BYU Sports Nation dance, per se, but Jerem can't stand it when it's really quiet, so he'll turn on some music, and then it's just like, just move the shoulders a little bit.
He gave you a dance move? What in the world are you talking about?
And I'm looking so just not cool right now.
He did that for the cameras. That does not happen. This would be Spencer's. It'd be the stanky leg. Okay. Not mine, Spencer's.
That's what we do. We just want to relax.
Welcome back to BYU Football with Kalani Sitake. Saturday's Senior Day will mean, actually, the last time players get to enjoy a number of facets of a BYU game day at LaVell Edwards Stadium. Among those things, the simple pleasure of emerging from the tunnel to take the field.
It's a feeling that you never want to take for granted.
Heart's pumping. Definitely emotions are at all-time high.
It's an experience you'll never forget. It's incredible to run out and to have so many people cheering you. It just gives you goosebumps down the back of your neck.
It's really something you can't feel anywhere else.
It's an adrenaline rush. You see fireworks going off, the cannon going off. You got the fans right next to you right there, running down the tunnel. We're just looking up, everything. I love it. It's just joy.
It's so emotional because, at least for me, memories flash through my mind as I'm running through of all the hard work getting to that point. And then just taking a glance at the fans, it's like, this is so much bigger than me, than us as a team, and it impacts so many.
How about you? Your thoughts on coming down the ramp out of that tunnel?
Yeah, I just was never going to sprint out of it, but I try to conserve my energy. But it's just one of those moments where you're right, you can't, you just can't simulate it. You know what I mean? And there's nothing like it. And once you go through it, it's just something you want to do over and over again. And I know the seniors will be really emotional because it'll be their last time, especially at home. It's a cool experience.
Even from back in the day when you were playing, any game at LaVell Edwards Stadium was special and a great environment. But nowadays, the way that BYU's David Almodovar and his marketing team do things up and everything else goes into it, it is a big deal now, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, they do an amazing job, with just giving that all-time experience for the players. But you kind of take it for granted. The freshmen, you say the freshmen they just know they're going to be back again next year, and then when you get to your senior year, you remember every one of them. And this last one's going to be really fun to watch the seniors come out of it, because you'll just never get to do that again. Running it out with the alumni flag, that's awesome. That's a close second, but you're not going to have your pads on and running out there knowing that you're going to get ready to play a game and in front of your crowd, your family, and your friends. It's such a cool feeling.
It's going to be, they say, sunny and maybe 50s and 1 o'clock kick on Saturday afternoon.
That's when I feel my best, if 50 degrees.
All right, Q&A time now on the Sitake Show. We've got a live audience and some social media questions queued up, and we'll start right here in the studio. We have, at the mic, Terry Bjarnson. Hello, Terry.
Hello. Hello, Coach.
How you doing, Terry?
I have a family question for you.
Okay.
First, I'd like to shout out to my family in Kentucky who's watching this.
Right on.
My question for you, on a game day, on a Saturday game day, after the game, with all the obligations that you have as a coach, press interviews, team meetings, obligations, what is it like for you when you go home and go through the door and meet your family?
Oh, I just go back to being a dad and a husband. I take out the trash and wash the dishes. Probably take out the trash is more like it. Washing the dishes is not my favorite thing, but I just hang out with the family, and it's always hard, the late evening kickoffs, because you just keep looking at the clock and keep looking at your watch, trying to see how much closer the game time is getting. But just the sense of just can't wait for the game to get there. But life must move on, you know. You got other responsibilities, and those are the things that I enjoy the most, is being a father and being a husband. So yeah, that's pretty much no different than you. I mean, I just go and yell at the refs in a few hours after, you know, taking out the trash and stuff like that.
Kalani, you've spent, over the course of the 3.5 hours, you've had the headset on. Every play is something you're involved with. It's really mentally taxing. A little bit of cooling off, then you have some press and some media. What's your kind of decompression time to when the game kind of leaves you?
I can't sleep. I usually watch the film again and grade it, and then take notes, and then just see what time it is and go to bed. But I guess my blood's pumping so much because of the game, and it doesn't really matter the outcome. I just want to find ways to get better and learn and see what we can do differently and do better as a team. So that goes with a lot of the coaches. That's the night of the game. After the game, it's not like it's easy to go to sleep even after your win. It's just you want to keep getting better and find ways to improve.
Social media now for Coach. From Instagram, J. Matthew Evans asking, what do you have any pre and or post game rituals that you do, and if so, what are they? If you can share a ritual.
Oh, I don't have a lot of superstitions, you know, but I did when I was younger. But when I was a player, I always had to put my my socks and my shoes left foot first. So, but now as a coach, it's not about me. I do eat a lot of Skittles before the game, candy, and try to hydrate at the same time. I'm just so busy, and it seems like that hour before the game takes forever. And I talked to you. That's tradition. That's a superstition.
We have a little ritual going on. Yeah.
It's weird because I think you let me to. You're waiting to see what I say at the end, and if we win, I want to say the same thing over and over again, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a natural superstition. So we got that going.
You do.
Yeah, but other than that, I just the game's not going to come down to whether or not I wear my hat backwards or anything. But I do like wearing a royal blue hat.
Okay, yeah, that's very true. The Skittles thing is interesting. You're the coaching version of Marshawn Lynch.
No, it doesn't matter if it's sugar. I'm going to eat it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, and that's yeah.
Yeah, I saw what you brought into the booth after the game, this last game. Ava Thompson is at the mic. Hello, Ava.
Hi. How do you celebrate Thanksgiving in the middle of football season?
Okay, so that'll be Thursday. So we eat a lot, just like everyone else. We just don't play football like everybody else does. We practice. So we'll most of our guys will go with family members, and they'll bring teammates that are from out of state, and then we'll have people at our house. And so we'll just try to practice early in the morning while everybody's out playing football and pulling their hamstrings with their families. We'll actually practice and get ready for, I think it's San Diego State will be that week. So yeah, but yeah, we still do a fair amount of eating and napping.
And Thanksgiving week, the game will be San Diego State, right, on the weekend?
So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Good question, Ava.
Yeah, thanks, Ava. All right, let's head to our break by telling you that we've got some other sports to talk about. The men's basketball team tomorrow night hosting Southern Utah at the Marriott Center. 9 o'clock Eastern time and a 6 o'clock Pacific start, so 7 o'clock here in the Mountain Time Zone. And then Friday night, NCAA tournament time for Jen Rockwood's BYU Cougars, the only undefeated team in the country. Kalani taking on Boise State in the first round at South Field. Should be wild.
There's going to be a lot of people there, right? So everyone show up and cheer on the Cougars. I think that's a great seed for them to see. So I think Coach Rockwood and the young ladies will be able to get going.
Right on. Coming up, Austin Lee's football and family balance is at the heart of tonight's Deep Blue. And we visit in studio with senior wide receiver Talon Shumway. This is BYU football with Kalani Sitake.
Excited for the reboot. The teaser looks really good. So
Sammy, are these yours?
Mom, what are you doing here?
Can a mom just drop in on her special snowflake?
No, really, what are you doing here?
I'm moving in with your sister to make sure you two eat healthy.
We know how to feed ourselves.
Just like you know how to decorate. Don't worry, I took care of that too. The girls are gonna love it.
BYU meal plans. Home cooking without mom.
Have a car wreck? Martin's Collision Repair.
The right repair, the right paint, the right choice. Martin's Collision Repair.
It doesn't take something huge to make a difference.
How many people in your house?
And that's why we're here, to help build something that will last a lifetime.
Oh my word.
Whoa. Can we do this?
We are so grateful that you've welcomed us into your community.
I'm excited to go out in the world and see who else is making good.
BYU football with Kalani Sitake is brought to you by Intermountain Healthcare, healing for life.
Welcome back to BYU football with Kalani Sitake on BYU TV, presented by Intermountain Healthcare. Time for a look at our Cougars in the NFL. Week 10. Fred Warner, 10 tackles, 2 sacks, and he forced a fumble last night in that Monday Night Football game. Crazy game. Seahawks won it in overtime. Jamal Williams, 13 carries, 63 yards for the Packers, and their win in the snow against Carolina on Sunday. Daniel Sorensen, part of that crazy loss to Tennessee. And Taysom Hill had passing, rushing, and receiving yards for the New Orleans Saints on the weekend. Well, one of the 19 seniors being honored this Saturday is a player who began his college playing career for Kalani Sitake's old team up the road. Austin Lee is now True Blue. And tonight, we get to know him better in this week's feature we call Deep Blue.
The whole recruiting process was different in high school. Growing up, you're really interested in the state schools that are around here. Utah was obviously one of the first schools that came into the picture. So when they offered, I committed right away.
Just always thought that he would be a great player there, you know, and I think when I left, he went on a mission, came back, and it wasn't working out for him there.
It was different from what I felt in the recruiting process.
That was difficult for him, and then on top of that, we were first married, and then we were expecting our first kid, so everything was challenging.
For a while, I was actually thinking about transferring, and finally I just was talking to my coach, and I was like, you know what, I just don't feel comfortable here. It's not a good fit for me, and they wouldn't release me. You have to get a release to be able to contact other schools, and so not having that release, I actually had to go to Salt Lake Community College to earn an associate's degree. And once I was able to go there, earn my degree, that release didn't matter as much. And so it was a hardship because here I was used to being on scholarship at Utah. I wasn't used to no income, so I had to go get a job. I was still trying to train with a very supportive wife.
I think anyone who's in love with someone loves to see them happy and be successful in what they want and desire.
It was a very hard time financially, but I've never been so close to my family. it's a different type of feeling being here at BYU after experiencing all that.
I think anytime we can take a JC transfer from Slick, that's a big pickup for us, you know, given they don't have a football program or anything.
Quick fire, and it is intercepted. Austin Lee, far side.
I say this a lot. Anytime as a football player, you have to experience those types of things. You know, his first opportunity didn't work out the way he thought, and then had to overcome a couple obstacles just to get here. Anytime you have to go through those obstacles or those hurdles, I think it makes you a dangerous player because of the sacrifices and the extra time you've had to put in to get where you're at. Those types of players tend to appreciate the opportunity more had they not had to experience.
Just really thankful that we got him here. So it's interesting how things work.
Not many college athletes or anyone on this team actually has 2 kids. It's different, but it's unique, but it's a blessing in our lives.
Balancing life with Austin and football can be challenging. Let's go! But it's so fun that we get to be a part of it, and we're grateful that they are so open to families here at BYU because we feel like part of the team too.
His kids have 122 uncles on the team.
Ledger's 3.5 years old, and Romy's about 1.5, and Ledger's something else. He's our boy, and he's crazy. He loves BYU football. He loves to come, and he knows the whole BYU fight song.
He will tell Austin sometimes that his favorite player is like Zane or Troy or Micah, and I think it does kind of eat at Austin, but he knows that he loves his dad the most.
Again, it's hard not to notice the relationship that he has with his family, especially his kids as well. I mean, when we're in the locker room celebrating after wins, you know, he's got his son in there dancing with the team, you know, and I think all the players enjoy Ledger a lot more than they enjoy Austin, you know. He's kind of like, he's the real MVP.
He's got a lot he's playing for more than himself, and I think that's one of the reasons why our guys resonate with him so much, because they see how much he cares about this game and you know, things other than himself. And so just been really, really happy to be here while he's here, to watch him play and the plays he's made and the passion he has for the game.
So the way I balance, school, football, and life is I had to really learn to be present in what I do. Be at football when you're at football, and be at home when you're at home. I try to get my stuff done and be present so that I can be present at home and be as supportive as a father and as a husband as I can.
It's fun just to see all his teammates and his position group really embrace, you know, his son and his daughter and his family, because that's what we are, right? That's what we're always trying to preach, is that we're family, and him and his teammates together have really taken that to a whole new level, just with how involved his family is with our program.
I really love these features. They're so well done to begin with, but then there's great subject matter. To talk about the life of Austin Lee, it's great to get to know him a little better and see what kind of player and leader and husband and dad he is. You got a lot of good guys on your program.
We do, and he's one of the seniors. You know, it's sad to see him go, but I think he's the impact he's left on our program has been huge for us, and the impact he's left on our underclassmen is going to be great. And we have a lot of great young men that have, that have families, and whether they're married or have kids. And so when our players see that their families, they're away from their families when they get to see guys like Ledger, and they want to just embrace them and thank them for allowing their husband or their father to be there with us. And so it's a great feeling to have him part of our program, and I know the fans appreciate his playmaking ability, but you can see that he's so grounded and he knows what's important in life.
And he is a big-time playmaker for sure. All right, another senior getting his final run out at Wrubell Edwards Stadium is a player who's only 34 receiving yards away from becoming the 65th player in BYU football history to hit the 1,000-yard mark through the air. Please welcome in wide receiver Talon Shumway.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Talon.
Thanks, Talon.
Good to have you here.
It's good to be here.
You did not come alone. You brought your wife, did you not?
I brought my wife.
Where is she?
She actually brought me.
That's a good point.
Oh, where is she? There she is.
And what's her name?
Cassidy.
How long you been married?
Almost 4 years.
Wow.
My whole career.
Yeah, as it turns out. So with 25 catches this season, you've already tied your single season high, so you'll set a new one for sure. You had your 4th career touchdown earlier in the season, and if you have to have one touchdown at this point, it was a pretty memorable one, right?
Definitely memorable, yeah.
Talk us through this one and what it meant at the time. We're in overtime here, right?
Yeah.
At Tennessee on the checker, you caught a touchdown on the checkerboard.
It was pretty cool, and that's how I knew I was in. I landed on that, so yeah, that was fun.
See,
at first, I wasn't sure actually. But.
Where you were. In a lot of ways, it seems like a long time ago. In a lot of ways, it seems like just like last weekend. That puts you at 1-1 on the year. Kind of a bounce back win. 2nd game of the year. You guys have been through a lot this year, haven't you? Since then.
Yes, that's kind of every season, regardless of how the season begins or ends. Like there's going to be up and down throughout the entire season. So that was definitely an up.
And you have to let it really all the time. You have to let it play out. You really can't make any judgments about who you are or what the team is until you've actually played it all, right?
Right.
Hey, receivers get headlines for catching, as we know. They rarely get the headlines for blocking. That's a big part of your game. How much pride do you take in that actual component of your game?
Yeah, I take pride in something. No, it's actually a part of the game I enjoy and something I'm going to miss. I don't want to say it's the violence of the game that I like, but definitely the contact. I do love blocking. So that's been a fun part of my career. It's not over yet. There's a little bit of juice left in the body to take a few more beatings.
Kalani, as good a receiver as he is, the physical part of it, the blocking part of it is a big deal and a big part of who he is on the field for you, right?
It is.
And these last 2 we're going to take a look at 2 touchdowns the last couple of weeks.
I mean, there's a reason why he's out there for that play, because he's accountable to, and he likes the physical part of it, and he does the little things. If you want to watch somebody play football with all their heart, watch Talon Shumway, and he doesn't need the ball, but he's been like that throughout his whole career. He won't brag about himself, but he's one of the best athletes I've ever seen in recruiting. I remember watching him in a basketball game at Lone Peak, and he played with a bunch of really good players. But the one I noticed the most was him, and the way that he was able to defend people, and he was probably, to me, one of the most impressive athletes on the court at that time, and that's around some really good scorers and rebounders and things like that. But he could also fly and dunk the ball and jump, but it was the little things that he did that was so inspiring for me, and why I really liked him is seeing the way he defended and the way that he hustled, the little things that a lot of people take for granted. He was always accountable, and that's why I know why Fessy and the other coaches really appreciate, and the players appreciate what he does on and off the field. He's a guy that will give you everything he's got, and I'm just thankful that Cassie lets us have him, as much as we can, because he's literally put his whole body in this program, and he should be really proud of the things that he's done on and off the field.
Well, he may not brag about himself, but that's why we have others to do it for him. And this was what your OC, Jeff Grimes, had to say about you and your game yesterday on the Coordinator's Corner broadcast.
There's not anyone on our team that gives any more than him on a daily basis. He's got all sorts of injuries. He kind of looks like the bionic man when he comes out to practice. Some days it takes him a little while to get going, but just his unbelievable toughness and competitiveness, not only catching the ball, but blocking.
So to that note, Talon, the physical component or the physical toll maybe a season takes, when you're in it, do you simply say, I'll recover in the off season? How do you approach your kind of week to week getting ready that way?
Honestly, it's just a day-to-day thing. And it's part of it, it's just stuff to deal with. And I've been lucky that there's definitely been times that I've questioned my ability in the morning when I get up, and Cass can attest to that. Or all the times that, Sunday mornings, she's tying my shoes or helping me get my shirt on or something. So there's days like that, but that's just part of it. And I've been really fortunate to never have season-ending injuries or anything other than just a little bit of pain to deal with. So I've been more fortunate than most other players, I feel.
Keep hanging in there. A few weeks ago, you're 2-4 as a team. Bowl eligibility is kind of murky at that point, not a sure thing. What got you from there to 5-4 to where one more win and you know you're going to be playing in the postseason to finish it out the right way?
For me, to be honest, what was on my mind was bowl eligibility, because at that point, you know, we have goals we're trying to reach the whole season, and that was one of them. And I just felt like it was something that was being lost in the mix among the players. And so that week, I remember I went out on I think it was Monday or Tuesday, and I just started asking people like why do you want to win this week, and just kind of gauging what was going on. And then I'd tell people, like, I want to win because I want to be bowl eligible. So for me, that was what kind of like got the fire relit. And then, I mean, it's not the only thing. It's definitely not the only thing. You want to win because you're competitive and you want to win, but sometimes you got to find something to help you rise up. And I think other guys on the team made it really easy to follow like their example of how much work they were putting in and how much they believed in us getting back on track. So we were able to do it, and you know, we gotta keep getting better and staying on track.
Once upon a time, you were a two-sport superstar at Lone Peak High School. As that young high schooler to now as a senior at BYU, how do you look back on these last 7 or 8 years of your life and where you've been and where it's taken you?
It's definitely gone by in a flash. I don't jump as high as I used to, or I might be faster. Maybe I'm definitely fatter. It's something that like I couldn't take it all in right now. I think it's going to have to be something that just has to be drawn out over a long period of time. Like, it's going to take a long time to look back. But I'm not looking back yet. There's nothing to look back on yet. You know, I've got, you know, a couple games left to play in my life, and so that's all I care about. And then after that, then I'll look back and I'll do something else.
Okay, you've got a senior day to enjoy first, though, too. Hope you get your most out of Saturday.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, hang out there with us. Appreciate it. Folks, you can break down Cougar football with Dave McCann, Blaine Fowler, and David Nixon each week on After Further Review. It aired earlier tonight and is on demand on the BYU TV app. You can watch it tomorrow morning on BYU TV as well at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific time. Did you know that you can have your groceries waiting for you to be picked up, or better yet, dropped off at your front door? It's all done online at smithsfoodanddrug.com or on their app on your phone. Download the Smiths app and save time. Shop online. As we go to break, this week's trivia question. This player from the state of Idaho stands in 4th place on BYU's career total offense list. Who is he? We'll tell you after our final break.
If I got hurt and was laid up at home, I wouldn't even think to call a lawyer. What a hassle. I'd want to meet them first.
What if I told you that for your first consultation, your lawyer will come to you, home or hospital?
Really?
Really.
They do that?
If you've been injured, we'll come to you. It's your job to get better. It's our job to deal with the insurance companies.
Learn more at siegfriedandjensen.com.
Call it a path. Or way through. It can be arrow straight or have twists and turns. It's life's financial journey, and Mountain America Credit Union is here to guide you every step of the way. With timely advice and affordable products, this is your journey. Let's begin together. We're Mountain America, guiding you forward.
They prefer to be bringing the heat, getting set for success, demonstrating their drive. But when their blood and sweat turns to tears or anything else, we lay the groundwork for BYU's athletes to hit the ground running again, and you as well. Intermountain Healthcare, official medical provider for BYU athletics.
All right, so BYU's playing Idaho State this Saturday. So we have this question. This player from the state of Idaho stands in 4th place on BYU's career total offense list. Who is he? As Kalani and you all know, it's Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Just at Pocatello, they got it easy.
We are back with more BYU football with Kalani Sitake, and we have this week's game day schedule for you as well. Game day looks like this. Cougar pregame live on BYU Radio, 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. BYU TV's countdown to kickoff comes on right at 2 Eastern, followed by the game on BYU TV and BYU Radio. We're all doing it together this weekend with postgame coverage coming up as well for you. All right, so it's BYU and Idaho State, but it is senior day. We've hit on it a little bit earlier, but do you remember your senior day?
I do, yep.
What stands out to you?
Wrubell Edwards Stadium being named after him, right? And so that was the first game that it was named Wrubell Edwards Stadium, and played New Mexico. And I didn't score a touchdown, but I made some blocks, and and we won, and I had a great time. I just remember everything from the just going out on the field, and you know, the moment my last walking off the field. I remember that, and you know, our Talon and the other seniors remember walking off the field. It'll never be the same, but he should be proud. Like I said, Talon's done a lot of things for this program. Should be proud of what he's done on that field and off.
Okay, Kalani, thank you. Talon, thank you. And Cass, thank you. And we'll see y'all next week. To request seats for next week's show, go to BYUCougars.com/Sitake Show. We'll talk to you next Tuesday. For Jerem Jordan, David Holliday, Kalani, and Talon, I'm Greg. So long. Go Cougs. See ya.